Bet you didn't see this.
No way I can understand the pain that you and your children are going through as a result of Charlie's tragic death.
Watch the whole thing.
Our daughter was killed because of anti-Semitism, hate against Jews, and hate against the Jewish homeland, Israel. What I want you to address is growing anti-Semitism on the right, including Holocaust denial, anti-Zionism, and the normalizing of centuries-old conspiracy theories about Jews. Will you here condemn the individuals spreading that hate and speak out clearly enough against anti-Semitism so we can prevent another tragedy?
Yes, sir. First of all, I'm so sorry. You and I are a part of a very small club. Painful. But you're in good company, and I will pray for you. It sucks, doesn't it? Hate is hate. It's evil. Charlie and I have always been very clear on our stance. Israel and Jewish people. It's awful. Awful. Anti-Semitism is what healing factor comes out of hating Jewish people? Charlie always would say very clearly, Jew hate was brain rot. He would always say it. How could you hate that place? How could you hate the Jewish people? It's sick, and it needs to stop. It's so important to give your life to the Lord. Because once you do that and you fully surrender to the Lord, you have no room in your heart for hate. And so, sir, I am so sorry what happened to your daughter. I pray that does not happen, and I pray that that is something that we can somehow extinguish in this world. But we are living in enemy-occupied territory. And every single day we need to guard ourselves, guard our minds, guard our heart. And the best way to do that is reading God's word. And you cannot separate the Old Testament from the New Testament. You cannot. You cannot.
Man, that's so weird because according to the text messages that were just dropped by Candace Owens, your husband was everything that you just condemned and everything that you just said was evil and everything that you just called out, at least according to these text messages.
I've told all the Jews recently to go to hell who try and tell me to stop. I said, it's unreal. It's an implicit threat. And I said, by the way, you are featured in my Tucker interview that just dropped. I defended you hardcore. I forgot to mention that he just dropped it. And he said, thank you. We are on the same team. Screw these people. And I said around the 20-minute mark. And he said, thank you for doing that. I really appreciate it. Very few of us are willing to stand up to the cabal right now. I said, thank you so much for having my back. You know, I have yours. I'm really so disgusted by what they did to you. Years of service to the pro-Israel cause and no one cares, treating you like you are only as good as what you can do to them. The plane worked out great today. Thank you so much. It made all the difference. This pregnant, LOL, I'm literally 40 weeks. And he wrote, absolutely, we are on the same team. People are waking up and it is finally happening. He continued, it is so transactional. I am repulsed by it. For years, I was called a Jewish shill. And now they say, I am a Hamas agent. Screw them. The game has changed.
And so based on this, everybody should be asking this question. And that is, if Charlie actually felt this way, and this is what he was saying to Candace Owens, what was he saying to Erika Kirk? I mean, they were married. And you would think that Erika knew exactly where Charlie stood as well. And that Erika would have known that Charlie felt this way as well. Because if not, well, that means that either Charlie didn't trust his wife enough to tell her how he felt, or they just didn't have the relationship that she's pretending they had. And he didn't tell her anything. Because you also have to assume that even though this was in 2023, those feelings and those emotions, they wouldn't become less strong. They would have gotten stronger. And according to all the other things that have happened, like these text messages that dropped that he sent right before he was killed, and all the things he was saying about him being bullied by the Jewish lobbies and by Jewish donors and by Zionists, you can only assume that these feelings that he expressed in 2023 in text messages to Candace Owens would have gotten even stronger. So can anyone tell me why the grieving widow is literally completely in opposition to everything that her loving husband stood for? Because the crazy thing is, if you consider what he's saying, she's basically saying that he's just an evil anti-Semite. This doesn't really help Erika in proving to anybody that her relationship is what she says it is, and that she is who she says she is, and that anything she's said has been true. Because it kind of seems like, according to this interview, and based on what we now know Charlie felt and believed, and the position that he was so clearly in, is in literal direct opposition to everything that Erika is now saying and doing. And according to Erika, well, you know what? Let's just listen to what she said again about what should be done with people like Charlie.
And I pray that that is something that we can somehow extinguish in this world. We can somehow extinguish in this world.
Yeah, that's definitely not helping the case that people think that she was involved in her husband's murder, is it? Or that she's also an asset and that she is so clearly pushing the pro-Israel Zionist agenda, even though it seems like her husband was completely opposed to it. And now we kind of have a smoking gun that he was. But hey, I'm just a conspiracy theorist.